Welcome to the London Olympic Games and welcome to the Past Project, an exhibition to be featured alongside the London 2012 Olympic Games presented by AHEC, the African Heritage and Education Centre. To give you a brief description of the project, the Past Project is about preserving a heritage and providing a record for the people who have lived and worked in the boroughs of Newham, Hackney and Waltham Forest. This project was an initiative designed for the Caribbean, Ghanaian and Nigerian residents of East London who have been living here since the early 1950s to come together and share their experiences of what life in East London has been like for future generations. Over 100 memories were collected from the people living in the 3 different boroughs on their views concerning migration, settling in the UK and their identity.
I was born in Grenada, the West Indies. I came to England on the 19th of November 1961, coming at a time when it was bitterly cold. It was a little bit disappointing. However, I decided to stick it out because that was a new opportunity for me. It was a challenge as well.
The arrival of immigrants and their contribution to the society and to our economy changed East London. The Past Project looks into the rich history and cultural diversity of East London and why it's such a remarkable place to live.
Hackney has always been a centre of migration. Between the wars it was Jewish migration. But in the 60s and 70s, a lot of people came to Hackney from the Caribbean. And the challenges they faced were really threefold. There was education, there was black people's relationship with the state, and there was also employment issues. When I first knew Hackney as a young race campaign, it was quite difficult for black people to go and work for the town hall. There were kind of invisible barriers around the kind of roles black people could and couldn't do. But in the 80s, as part and parcel of me being selected, a lot of these barriers have broken through.
The boroughs of the Lee Valley had always been places where you were more likely to see seamen from abroad. There was established in the heart of the East End, by the river, there was an established Somali community, Alaska community.
The migration has really helped the East End. That's why it's a diverse place, such an exciting place, such a culturally rich place.
The whole generational change of Hackney to what it was has put Hackney right up there. When I look back at Hackney, that was a very sort of derelict place. People from the outside the borough of Hackney never wanted to come in. I live to see the change that has come about in Hackney.
I was born in the Salvation Army Hospital on Mare Street in Hackney. Black people were few and far between, so much so that people would come up and touch my father and myself for luck.
My parents are from Nigeria. I think they came to England in 1980, I think. Yeah, so me and my siblings were born in London.
My family came from rural Jamaica, and they brought with them the values of rural Jamaica. They believed in land. That's why my father, even though he earned very little money, struggled to buy his own home.
I am the beneficiary of a mixed identity. My African, Ghanaian identity and my British, Scottish, English identity. And I value them both for what they bring.
Growing up in Newham was always a lot of fun. I think I say that because Newham had a lot of schemes in the summer for us. The housing issue, Stratford is changing phenomenally. It has to change to make room for the Olympics. It has to change, but yeah, it's, I don't know, it will definitely be a different place to what it was when I was growing up there.
East London has been known as to be like the very risky and got quite a lot of scandals and stuff going on, but it's actually a very open community.
The school is a brilliant school with no tolerance of bullying and great expectations. There's people from different language countries, and then you can like get to know them and how they live, like different from yours.
I think it could be like a good thing so you can learn about other people's cultures.
A lot of my friends are from Jamaica, but a lot of my friends that I've got friends from India, Romania, Somalia, Nigeria, everywhere.
Since the Olympics started, there's been a little bit of rush and everybody jumping around and stuff. But no, the changes is just new buildings and yeah, but people never change.
Love being in a multicultural area, environment. I love the fact that in schools you can learn so much about different people and different cultures and religions.
A lot of my qualities, a lot of my strengths are derived from my Caribbean ancestors.
I've never found identity was an issue to negotiate. Identity is something to be celebrated and embraced. Culture is not something that you look back on. Culture is something that you live and that you seek to build and to develop. And that's what I've always sought to do in my own life.
Most of my family is back in Jamaica, and whenever I get a chance to go back, it's a very happy feeling to go back.
For tradition, I think it's based on like house rules or chores and sayings. Yeah, they're really strong, like the quotations and the sayings.
There's some days that are important on the Angolan community, or I don't know, days that represent Angolan. They go to parties or they make food or go to each other's house.
Somalian background is a calm background with loads of tribes, different tribes, and they always share presents.
I've always loved my Jamaican food. Every Sunday, every Sunday, we always have this thing about Sunday dinner, and every Sunday we do have the Sunday dinner of rice and peas and things like that.
My church, there's not really there's a lot of Caribbean people from different types of countries, so we kind of all fit into one, we're like one family, so we're really strong.
I am a Rastafarian, that is like to job, but I do have respect for all other religions.
Be proud from where you come from and where you are now. London is very welcoming.
This project will be archived and exhibited as part of the London 2012 Olympic Games. The project will be toured around 15 boroughs, starting from Leighton Library. This will be a chance for people to share and embrace their culture.
East London ought to celebrate that which has made it distinct and special. It has been the place where successive generations of people have found shelter, support, sustenance from many different parts of the world.
You can go out into the world knowing that you've experienced things in your community, and you can say, you know, I've seen that, or I know about this, or you know, I understand that, and I think it makes you much more accepting of the world, you know, as a whole.